Okay, how about this question? Hit the like button if you would rather be a World Wrestling Federation Sunday Night Heat legend over being an AEW Collision icon.
So, this is a rare surprise review of All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling's Collision. Man, this show reminds me of Sunday Night Heat, and that is a bad thing. It should not remind me of Sunday Night Heat because, okay, why is the TNT champion defending his championship on the show if we know he's not going to drop the belt? This feels like D'Lo Brown as the European champion wrestling on Sunday Night Heat. Now, the first match I saw was boring-ass Toni Garcia versus Mark Briscoe. Man, every time I see Mark, it makes me miss Jay Briscoe. Man, I wanted the Briscoes on TV. I want the Briscoes on TBS, TNT. It's like, once he died, it's like, oh yeah, now y'all want to put his brother on TV. But why didn't you put his brother, Jay Briscoe, on TV as well? So he dies and then you want to add his little bro on TV. It's like, I don't know, man. That always rubbed me the wrong way. I want the Briscoes on Dynamite, Rampage, etc. But let's talk more about this match. This match was very, very solid. A very good match. I must say, Toni Garcia, he is so boring. Holy fuck. This is crazy. Man, I would rather have Ricochet as the TNT World Heavyweight Champion. I'm speaking facts. He would make a more intriguing TNT World Heavyweight Champion compared to Garcia. I'm like, just go back to the goddamn dance. Go back to the dance, dog. You are bland, boring, and generic. You have no personality. At least that dance gave you a gimmick. At least that dance made you a bootleg Disco Inferno. You was a bootleg Alex Wright. That's why I did like that version of Garcia, because he had something. It was a gimmick. It was something, but now he's just bland wrestler number one. Garcia looks like a WWE 2K create a fake pro wrestler from scratch. That's how bland he is. But yes, this was a good match based on Mark Briscoe. Mark can go. He is a great fake pro wrestler. This was a nice match, but Mark lost via a roll-up. How many times are you going to beat people via a roll-up, Garcia? Like I said, this show reminds me of Sunday Night Heat. This show is very weak ever since CM Punk got fired. This show is now Sunday Night Heat. But when CM Punk was on the show, this show was like SmackDown. Seriously, this show was a serious 1B to 1A, right? The World Wrestling Federation, they got Raw as 1A. And SmackDown, that's 1B. Collision, that was supposed to be 1B compared to Dynamite. When CM Punk was there, this show was great. This show was way better, way more mature compared to Dynamite. Dynamite felt very immature, childish, but Collision, under the CM Punk era, that show was very mature and it was very well ran. That was a great show with great talent that were misused on Dynamite and Rampage. You see, CM Punk was trying to give people a chance, like Hobbs, like Jay White, like Juice, the Man Robinson, like a Ricky Starks. He was giving people a chance. He gave Thunder Rosa a chance. He tried to give Miro a chance. He tried to give Scorpio Sky a chance. He tried to give Wardlow a chance. But once he got fired, that show went down the drain and it became Sunday Night Heat. Hell, I'm surprised I don't see Hardcore Holly on this show. I'm surprised I don't see Al Snow on this show. But that's not good. That is alarming. This show was supposed to be like Thunder, WCW Thunder. But nope. This show feels like metal. This show feels like Velocity. This show feels like World Wrestling Federation Shotgun. That's how weak this show is. So they were doing a lot of chain fake pro wrestling during this match. Like I said, this was a very good match. And we all knew that Mark Briscoe was not going to beat Garcia. Man, I don't get it. So we see more of Garcia than Ricky Starks. That don't make any sense. This guy should not be the TNT champion. It should still go to Jack Perry. At least Jack had something. At least Jack had heat. This match was so boring, right? This was a boring match. Very underwhelming. Now, I did not like the fact that Garcia kicked out of the Froggy Bow. I don't like that because in Ring of Honor, Mark Briscoe was beating guys with the Froggy Bow. That is a great move. Actually, that is one of my favorite moves of all time. Actually, it is the Froggy Bow. I love that move. And the fact that Garcia kicked out of the Froggy Bow, man, that is very disrespectful. He is not a main eventer. Oh yeah, so recently I said that Kyle motherfucking Fletcher should be a world champion this year. And guess what? Some jackass told me that that is a bad idea. I'm like, hold on. You got Danny Garcia as the TNT champion. He might be the most boring guy in all of fake pro wrestling. But you don't like Kyle motherfucking Fletcher? Oh, right. Because he's a big guy, right? He's a big guy. He's 6'5", 240. So that's why you don't like Kyle motherfucking Fletcher. Like I said, the moment Tony Khan Man made Garcia go back to a boring, bland, fake pro wrestler, that's when I turned on Danny Garcia. Because I was a fan of the dancing gimmick. Why? Because it was a gimmick. Some people gotta know their place. Not everybody is a main eventer. I felt good about Garcia with that dance because it felt like he was at peace with his spot on the card. I'm like, bro, you will never be taken seriously as a main eventer. Know your place. I will say, yes, this was a good match, but I'm telling you, the atmosphere, the energy in the show, it reminds me of Sunday Night Heat and Velocity, and that is a bad thing. But Garcia won with a roll-up. Last time I checked, Jack Perry was not beating guys with a roll-up. He was pinning them with his finisher. So why did Garcia beat Jack Perry for that championship? Garcia has done nothing with this belt. Just give it back to Jack motherfucking Perry. So the next match, Double J, Jeff Jarrett versus Aaron Solo, the ex of Super Thick Bayley. I'm like, man, how can you drop the ball on Bayley? I'm like, she is super thick. How can you not know what to do with Bayley? That is very disrespectful. I'm like, man, you don't deserve a super thick female like a Bayley. I'm like, how can you drop the ball on Bayley? That's crazy. But in hindsight, that was for the best because super thick Bayley should not be dating jobbers. Let's speak facts. It's crazy. Nobody brings that up. Why was super thick Bayley dating a jobber? He is literally a jobber. He jobbed in this match. Seriously, he jobbed in this match. This match was 2 minutes, which means you are a job guy. You had no business dating super thick Bayley. Let's speak facts. Bayley is a Hall of Famer. So why are you dating jobbers? At least Buddy Murphy is a former tag team champion. At least Buddy Murphy was a former cruiserweight champion. At least Andrade is a former multiple-time champion, NXT US champion. At least Andrade has had some success, but not Aaron Solo. Who is Aaron Solo? How can you be a jobber in all elite fake pro wrestling, especially as a small man? So this was a nothing match. This was a squash. Double J, he still can go in that ring. So what do I think about his retirement tour? Because a lot of people are comparing him to John Cena. I'm like, listen, there is no comparison. He is not trying to be the next John Cena. Also, who cares if Double J wants a match for the World Heavyweight Championship? This is his last year, so who cares? Why would that bother you? He's not going to win it. So who cares if that's his goal? He wants to be a world champion, but most likely he's not going to win it. So who cares? So what do I think about Jeff Jarrett overall? I was always a huge fan of Double J. When I was a kid, I bought his action figure. So I was always a fan of Double J because I loved the slap nuts gimmick. I loved the don't piss me off gimmick. But I always viewed Double J as a mid-card guy. I don't care how many world championships he won in WCW. I don't care how many championships he won in TNA. I always viewed Double J as a great mid-card guy. I don't care how you spin it, he will always be a mid-card guy. I never viewed Double J as a world champion. Even in WCW, I didn't get it. I'm like, no, Double J is not a world champion. He is a TV champion. He is a IC champion. He is a European champion, but I never viewed him as a world heavyweight champion. My thoughts were, if Razor Ramon never captured the world title, then hell no, Double J is not a world champion. I always viewed him as a great mid-card guy. You see, with Kofi, that was different. I felt like Kofi deserved to be a world heavyweight champion based on all the years he put in a company, but not so much Jeff Jarrett. I felt like Randy Orton sabotaged Kofi Kingston's career. But when it comes to Double J, I never viewed Double J as a world heavyweight champion. Whoa, hold on. I think I missed this. I missed Garcia doing that dance after the match. Wow, I missed that. But he did not do it for a long time though. So I still gotta dock him points. Man, just embrace the dance. Bring back the dance on a permanent basis. So I just watched a promo of Dean Ambrose and the Death Rider BBC Club. And I feel like Wheeler Useless, he tries too hard in his promos. So let's talk about Dean Ambrose. That was a great promo. You gotta go back and watch it. That was a great promo that Dean Ambrose cut on FTR and Edge. Now, I don't know why Edge changed his name. Why are you called the Rated R Superstar Cope? I'm like, now, wait a minute. Just imagine if this was Vince McMahon. My God, you would trash Vince. If Vince changed his name to the Rated R Superstar Cope, that makes no sense. What an awful name. And I do love Edge, but bro, you doing too much. Just stick with Adam Copeland. Why are you calling yourself Cope? That makes no sense. But you gotta go back and watch this promo of Dean Ambrose. That guy can talk. Now, I never said that Dean Ambrose can't talk. That's why I am very intrigued about the feud between Edge and Dean Ambrose, because both guys, they cut passionate promos. So this is going to be a great feud. Based on the promos, I want to see the promo battles between Dean and Edge. The next match, Private Party versus Lio Rush and Mario Andretti. I will say this was a very nice match, but a little bit sloppy, but it was still a very nice match. Now, people are saying that Conman is dropping the ball on Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn. I'm like, how? At least they're tag team champions. That is all I asked for. Okay, cool. If you think they are booked like shit, okay, that is your opinion. So everything else don't mean shit. It is just an opinion. At the end of the motherfucking day, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn are on TV every week wrestling. That's all that matters, right? People think that Lio Rush should be in the Hurt Business. So I'm like, hold on. You are telling me that Ricochet don't look credible. But hold on. Lio Rush is like, what, 5'2"? Like, you can't make that make sense. Please, shut the fuck up. Like, what? You just said Ricochet don't look credible. But then you turn around and tell me that Lio Rush should be in the Hurt Business with 3 monsters in that group? That makes no sense. At least Trevor Tate is taller and he has some size on him compared to Lio Rush. Trevor Tate should be in the Hurt Business down the line. But right now, he's on a tryout. He's trying out for the Hurt Business. That's why he beat the shit out of Isaiah Swerve Scott. Let's get back on this match. Do I think that Lio Rush and Mario Andretti has upside as a tag team? I'm gonna say yeah. I like this new change of attitude. It looks refreshing. I say why not? I want to see a heel Mario Andretti. I say why not? This is good shit. Let's see where this goes. But if we're being honest, hell, I would rather see Mario Andretti in the Hurt Business over small ass Lio Rush. The fuck? This is the Hurt Business. Who is Lio Rush going to hurt at his size? That makes no fucking sense. think with your head. The Hurt Business don't need midgets, okay? They don't need small man midgets. I'm speaking facts on facts. Who won this match? It was Isiah Kassidy and Marq Quen. And yes, they were the rightful winners. It is not time for them to drop those belts. Let's see where this goes. I still believe in Isiah Kassidy and Marq Quen. I'm like, please, calm down. Okay, do you still want the Bucks to be tag team champions? Make up your fucking mind. First you say they were buried for the past 5 years and now they're tag team champions, but you want to say they are booked like shit. Dude, make up your fucking mind. Because I feel like they are booked solid. Let's talk about the next match. Big Booty Toni Storm versus Super Thick Diana Purrazzo. This was a very nice match, but this match ended via a roll-up. Hold on, the third roll-up that was seen on Collision tonight. That makes no sense. Why are we seeing multiple fluke roll-ups in multiple matches? That makes absolutely no sense. But yes, this was a very, very nice match. Now, what do I think about the gimmick change of Big Booty Toni Storm? Now, I still think that she is timeless. Big Booty Toni Storm is just, right now, she has amnesia. I feel like that's the gimmick change. Her gimmick change is she is still timeless. Big Booty Toni Storm is just now she has amnesia. She thinks she is a rookie. Now, this is a great gimmick. I like it. This is a great angle that I'm very intrigued by because Toni Storm is working people. People think that Conman is incompetent because he put Toni Storm on the pre-show last week. But no, that is an angle. Her gimmick is she thinks she is a rookie wrestler. So that makes sense. I must say, this chick is evolving. I like it. Now she is going back to the rookie Toni Storm. But that's the gimmick. That's the point. She is not going backwards. It's just this is an angle. This is crazy. Make this make sense. So she goes back to her old gimmick, but this is a gimmick. This is a work. That's the point. Now, let's compare that to Max. Max, he goes back to his year one gimmick, but that's different because he don't think that he's going back to his old gimmick from year one. That's the difference. Max thinks he is still Max from year one. That's what he thinks. And that's the main issue here. Max is just lazy. He don't want to evolve. At least Toni Storm turned this into a gimmick. Okay, let's go back to our old gimmicks. Just to work people. Just to push this amnesia angle. I like it. Who won this match? It was Big Booty Toni Storm. Man, that woman is super thick. Man, she got ass like a motherfucker. You gotta go back and watch this match. I loved that outfit. Good Lord, man. I can't believe Juice Robinson is smashing that. So let's talk about the next match. Commander versus Brian Cage versus the Beast Mortos versus Dante Martin. Now, I had no clue that Commander was the Ring of Honor TV champion. That is shocking. I'm like, wow, because you just gave a jobber on Dynamite and Collision the Ring of Honor TV championship. So that means you don't care about Ring of Honor. You are giving jobbers championships on that show. That's not good because we all know Commander is a jobber on Dynamite and on Collision. And that is facts on motherfucking facts. Now, what do I think about the Beast Mortos? He reminds me of Hardcore Holly. That's what I mean. This show has turned into Sunday Night Heat because we all know that Hardcore Holly was a Sunday Night Heat legend icon. He was on that show every Sunday, man. He was a main event. Listen, Hardcore Holly was a main eventer literally on Sunday Night Heat. Okay? He was. That's facts. That's who the Beast Morto reminds me of. He is a modern day Hardcore Holly of this era because every time I watch Collision, he's on this show wrestling, but he never wrestles on Dynamite. He only wrestles on Collision. So what does that tell you? He is Hardcore Holly of this era. Now, what do I think about Brian Cage? Brian Cage might go down as the biggest waste of potential in the history of professional wrestling. Because if Brian Cage was on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, how would he be booked? I think he would be booked like a Obafemi. He would be booked like Bobby Lashley. He would be booked like Braun Strowman, but we will never know because most likely he will never step foot in the World Wrestling Federation. So these 4 men were fighting over $100,000. So who won this match? It was Brian Cage. Now, hopefully, this will be a bright start for Brian Cage. Hopefully, this will be a great start to his 2025 because you can't drop the ball on Brian Cage. He looks like $1 million. Now, hopefully, this is a step in the right direction for Brian Cage because Brian Cage was very dominant in this match. He was manhandling people in this match. He looked dominant compared to the Beast Mortos, Commander, Dante Martin. He was a beast in this match. Brian Cage can build off this win. The next match, Chris Jericho and Big Cass and Brian Keith versus FTR and the Rated R Superstar Cope. Yes, that's his real name now. That is crazy. That is an awful name. That name is so uncalled for, and that is a very gimmicky name. Was this name change his idea? I'm gonna say yes. There's no way Con Man would name him the Rated R Superstar Cope. I know damn well Edge named himself that. Just imagine if Vince McMahon did this in the World Wrestling Federation. What was the biggest distraction in this match? Big Cass. He looks like a young Edge. That was weird. They look just alike. Go back and watch that match. Big Cass. He looks like a young Edge with long hair. So it was kind of freaky watching this match because they look just alike. But once again, I can't believe Edge is teaming up with these 2 leeches who can't get over by themselves. They gotta latch on to an icon, to a legend like Orton, CM Punk, and now Edge, even Max. So I don't like FTR because they are just piggybacking off of legends. I don't get it. What gives them the right to always team up with icons? I'm like, who are y'all? It's like every year they gotta piggyback and latch on to an icon. Was this a good match? I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. This was a very solid ass match. And who was the most impressive in this match? I'm gonna say Big Cass. I think Big Cass outperformed everybody in this match. Go back and watch it. I don't lie. Big Cass was the most impressive in this match. Who won this match? It was Edge and FTR who won this match. And that was the right choice. Like I said, I really do like the prospects of Dean Ambrose versus Edge. And here's why. After the match, Dean Ambrose, he attacked the Rock and Roll Express. So that was major heat. And he attacked that Magnum TA tag team. So yes, Dean Ambrose, he has mega heat right now as we speak. What do I rate this show? I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. And I'm done.